Okay, today we're going to talk about applications of percents. The first thing we're going to talk is about commission. Commission is like what salesmen get. They sell a certain amount of products or cars and they get a portion of what they sold. So, how they find commission is the sales times the commission rate. And the commission rate is always a percent. Okay? So, on this one, underline, I need a color. Go away. Okay. Paid $2,100. Last month she sold one car for $39,500, earning a 4% commission. How much was her commission ? And total pay per month ? Okay. So remember, commission is the sales times the commission rate. She sold one car for $39,500. So this is the sales. There's an E in there. Times commission rate. And you have to do percent to decimal for that. Okay, so if she made 4%, we have to change that to a decimal, and we have to fill the empty with a 0. So we're going to times it times 0.04, and when we do that, we get 1,580. So that's her commission. Okay? But in the problem, so that answers how much was her commission. The second part says what was her total for the month. So total for month, you have to go back and see what she makes per month. She makes $2,100 per month, and then we add her commission because she makes that in addition to what she makes per month. So we add 1,580, and we get $3,680 for her total pay for the month. So this is called the salary. That's a salary plus commission. Alright? That's what those numbers are. And that equals her total pay. The next one is finding sales tax. And you can use this. This is the exact same thing you use to find how much to leave at a restaurant for a tip, which is what we skipped over in 6-2. So this is either sales tax and tip amounts. Okay, so that's why we skipped it, because I knew we were coming back to it. So the sales tax rate is $775. How much would Mika pay on tax if she bought a portable DVD player for $145.80 and 2 DVDs for $15.99 each? So number one, we need to find total amount, which means we're going to add. So we take 145.80 plus she bought 2 DVDs for $15.99. So we can either multiply $15.99 by 2 or just add them twice together. And that gives us $177.78 before tax. Then, to change tax rate to decimal. So we have 7.75%, and we change that to a decimal. We fill the empty with a 0, and we get 0.0775. And the third is multiply total amount by decimal tax rate. So we have $177.78 times 0.0775, and that equals 13.777. So we're just going to do 13.78. So that's the tax. You do the same thing. Let's do a tip one real quick. Say you went out to eat, and the bill you got was $46.27, and you thought the server did a really good job, so you're going to leave them a tip of 20%. Okay? The first thing, you change tip to decimal. So we would have 20%. We would move the decimal 2 places to the left, and we would get 0.20. And then we would take the bill times the decimal percent. So we would get 46.27 times 0.20, and we would get $9.25. That's all you do. So it's the same exact thing, except you're not finding the total bill because the total bill comes to you on the receipt. And then in any case, if it asked you to find the total price, so if it said find the total price as well, for tax, you would say total plus tax amount. Or for the tip, you would do total plus tip amount. Okay, Jorge earns $36,000 a year. Of that, he pays $12,240 for rent. What percent of Jorge's earnings goes to rent? So we know he's 36 yearly, $12,240 for rent. What goes to rent? Okay, it's part over whole. So the part he makes is $12,240 over the whole amount, which is $36,000. Then you divide, and you get 0.34, and you change that to a percent by moving it to the right 2 places, and you get 34%. Okay, so so the important thing to remember about that is you put the part over the whole, gives you a decimal, and you change it to percent. So that's what this is here. And then this, change to percent. This one's a little bit different. This one tells us that he earned $20.93 from a 7% commission, and it wants to know the price of the printer. It's the opposite of what we're doing. So we're finding original price with given commission. Now when we're looking for the commission, we multiply, but when we're looking for the original price, we're going to divide. So number 1, change percent to decimal. This is number 4 in your book if you can't read it. And 2, divide the commission earned by the decimal percent. So, change percent to decimal. We have we have 7. Let me erase that. I was going to give you the answer. 7%. We move the decimal over twice, and we get 0.07. Then the second thing is divide the commission. So 20.93, because that's the commission, divided by 0.07, and that equals $2.99. So that's the original price. So if you're looking for the commission, you multiply. If you're looking for the original price based on the commission, you divide.